Ask anyone in Harlem and they will tell you there is no place like Grandma's Place. The 81-year-old owner of this toy and bookstore has earned her title as Grandma of the neighborhood. And you spend 1 second with Grandma Dawn and you'll know why. Can you tell me, where did your love of reading come from?
My mother worked 3 jobs, and my sister, who was 5 years older than I was given the job of taking care of me. And so my sister would drop me off at the library and run the streets, as my mother would say. So I fell in love with books in the library.
So why the toys? Or can you tell me what was
I never had a toy.
Until you were how old?
21 years old. So
what was that toy? What was the first one?
A G.I. Joe. I was working at the time and I started collecting G.I. Joe, and I bought everything that G.I. Joe had, and I loved it. Then I met a little boy that didn't have a G.I. Joe, and I gave him my whole collection about 3 years later. But I do that a lot.
I was going to say,
yes.
How much do you give away?
I give away a lot of things because to me, to whom a lot is given, much is expected. And a kid that comes in here that wants something, and if he has some money, and if he wants a particular thing and he wants to work for it, I give him the opportunity to work for it, and he gets what he wants. There are parents now who were children before who are now bringing their children to the store.
If I were to poll the neighborhood and ask the kids and ask the parents what role Grandma's Place and Grandma Dawn plays in the neighborhood, what would they say?
Well, I am the community's grandma. I am the one that the kids bring the report card to that say, Grandma, you told me that if I got better grades that you would. And I said, yep, I sure did. My daughters were growing up. The dolls that they had were brown versions of white dolls. They had no black features. They were not black dolls. They were white dolls that were painted brown, and they were few and far between. And books, they were Little Black Sambo, Aunt Jemima, whatever, but they weren't books that had any substance to them. And so I started reading, looking and finding books and finding authors. And when I found those books, those were the books that I wanted to bring into the store so that kids could see themselves, and positive stories and autobiographies of people that were doing things. Some of these kids never knew of them own selves. You know, I wanted them to recognize that they were somebody special, you know? And so that was my main purpose. But then I did that for Latino children, Asian children, because we're all special. And everybody that leaves here better for it, including me.
I feel it just sitting on this bench with you. I feel it too.
That's my mission in life. That's why I'm still here for 81 years. You know, that's my purpose in life, you know? It's when I leave a place, I want to leave it better than when I came in.